about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not really.
Hello friends and enemies, welcome back to Happy For Now. It's me Isabel here with my April wrap up. Wow, okay, first of all, let's just run through these stats, but I want to say this again. I don't say it every month, but I feel like I gotta say it this month. My reading journey is not your reading journey, and you are no lesser if you read less than me, if you read nothing this month, if you read 2 books, 1 book, anything. I don't care. It's okay. I am not here to judge you on how much you read, and don't judge me on how much I read this month. And either way, as long as you're reading and you're happy with your reading, we're all good here. All right, I just want to preface that because y'all, it was a month. I got a lot of stats here for you. I'm trying to be better about actually like giving more stats on my reading in these. I don't feel like I'm great at it, but we're getting there. We're working on it. So first things first, I read 48 books this month. Now we do need to note 30 and 30 happened. So 30 and 30 is the 30 and 30 manga challenge, in which Shay, Tamika, and I all challenged ourselves and others to read 30 volumes of manga in the month of April. I obviously more than did that, and we'll get there in a minute. But yeah, so I read 48 books for a total of 10,653 pages. My average star rating was a 4.15, which is not surprising since I read so much manga. I read 5 KU titles, 8 library books, 2 rereads, 29 adult titles, 19 YA, and 2 middle grade. So what does that 48 break down into is probably the question you're wondering. I read 6 ebooks, 10 audiobooks, and 32 manga. So because I read so many manga, and I'm probably gonna start doing this every month, is I'll do my wrap up, and then the following Monday, or the Monday, like basically if it's a Monday, that's a manga video day, I will do my manga logs, because I'm starting to read so much manga that I don't think it's beneficial to keep them in the wrap ups and do a log. I feel like I should just break them apart a little bit. We'll see. Obviously if I have a lighter month, I may not do that. It just depends. But this month for sure, we're not talking about manga here. We are going to stick to just talking about all the books I read in April. And on that note, I did do a mid-month wrap-up as always, where I talked about all the books I read for the first half of the month, which means if I will go through my list, we'll list off the ones I read first for those star ratings, and I'll just give you my star rating and we will move on from them quickly. After those, we'll talk about what I read in the last half of the month, and I'll give more details. So yeah, all right, let's get into this, because I have a lot to talk about. So first things first, I did have one DNF this month, and that was Monster by Jessica Gadziella. I DNF'd it in a vlog. I was reading it for my Enemies to Lovers vlog, and I ended up DNFing it because I did not like the fact that the hero had to hit the heroine to prove a point to a villain character situation. Not my favorite thing. It just wasn't in the mood for it. Sometimes I'm in the mood for it, like I can tolerate it, and some days I'm just like, I don't want this, and so I DNF'd it. I'm definitely curious to read some more books by Jessica Gadziella, because I do think I like her writing. It was very engaging. That just immediately ruined the story for me though. I did not have any 1 or 2 star reads this month, so that was a total victory in my opinion. Next, we have all of my 3-star reads. So these first 3 are all in my mid-month wrap-up, and also are featured in, some of them are in some vlogs and videos I will link in the description box for you as well. Deal with the Devil by Kit Rocha, which I gave 3 stars to. 15 Inches by Madison Faye, I gave 3 stars to. Dirty Love by Kenya Wright, I also gave 3 stars to. And then we have my 3.5 star, which was Taking Megan by Izzy Sweet and Sean Moriarty, I think is his name. It's an author duo. This is a mafia type romance. She is kidnapped at the altar by the other mafia group and goes on the run with him, and they fall in love, etc. It's insta love. It's over the top. It is banana pants. I really liked it, and I actually want to read the first book in the series that follows the head of that group's story, because I just really liked all of their interactions. It was very interesting. It's just banana pants. Like, it's full banana pants, and it's exactly what I wanted in that moment. Next, we have my 4-star reads, which we have 3 Simple Rules by Nikki Sloan, Worship by Jack Harbin, Just One More by Jody Slaughter, and A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Krimmer. I think that's right. Those are all in my mid-month wrap-up. Be sure to check that out. Next, we have A Bridge of Souls by by Victoria Schwab. This is part of her middle grade series. I gave those 4 stars. I really like these. They're spooky middle grade adventures. The one thing I would take out is the sheer volume of Harry Potter references. I don't love that part. That will probably always make them a 4-star for me, but otherwise I just love when they come out and I like check it out through Hoopla or my library and I listen to it in a day, and it's just always a fun time. This follows Cassidy Blake, who can see ghosts, and she goes on adventures with her ghost friend and her cat, and her parents are on like a TV show called I can't remember what it's called, the something. Anyways, they're like on one of those ghost shows where one of them does history stuff and one of them does like the paranormal side, and it follows them traveling around to different locations to film their show, and her always getting into some kind of trouble with the supernatural. Again, my favorite kind of middle grade always involves like a little supernatural, so this was super fun. Next we have Maybe Next Time by Christina C. Jones. So I just am trying to pick up more Christina C. Jones so I can slowly get through her whole entire back catalog because it's extensive. This one is honestly probably one that is not going to be great for a lot of people. A lot of people are not going to like this one, I think. And part of that is because it follows a married couple who are, it's Marriage in Trouble. And he kidnaps his wife basically and takes her to a hotel and traps her there so they can work on their problems. This follows a very I liked it. I thought it was really sweet because he was like, I'm not giving up on you and like we need to figure this out. And a lot of this revolves around a miscarriage, so be forewarned ahead of time that that's part of the issue in the book. And I mean, it's smoking hot. I was reading it during one of the live streams and I was like, holy shit. Like literally within like 40% there's been 2 instances of it going down, and I'm just like, woo. But it was really hot, it was really funny, it was really sweet at the end of the day, and I loved how they figured out how to make their relationship work still and what the issue was. Then I listened to Dream Chaser by Kirsten Ashley, who I absolutely adore. I am a big fan of the Rock Chick series by Kristen Ashley, whatever. Anyways, I'm a big fan of that, and this Dream Chaser series is following that kind of group and you're in that world still. So I really like this one. This one follows Rin and Boone. She is a sub in the BDSM space and he's a dom, and she's been like resisting hooking up with him because her life's a mess. Like her brother's a mess, her sister-in-law's a mess. It's a whole thing, and Boone helps her figure out what's actually happening. And it was really, really sweet, and I really loved how it unfolded. She's a stripper, like it's pretty like sex positive for the most part. I wish there was more BDSM on the page itself, and I wanted less of the fat phobia happening in the beginning of the book, but I still gave it 4 stars because again, I'm just like always so excited to be back in this world that I'm just like, yay, I'm here, and then I'm like, oh no, some of the issues, yikes. But yeah, we just don't get enough of their like sexual relationship on the page, in my opinion, in this one. And then I finished In the Hand of the Goddess by Tamora Pierce, which is book 2 in Alana, whatever. The Song of the Lioness. So I was trying to do the read along with Bethany and Ashley, but I'm terrible at them. I'm terrible at structure. So I'm just kind of reading them as I go. I might finish the series in May, honestly. That way I can go to the final live show. But I'm really enjoying this one. I give this one 4 stars. I liked it more than the first book. I think it developed the story more. I think I felt more connected to the story. You know, it's dated to an extent, I do think, but I do think it's still a really solid middle grade adventure YA situation. It's like teetering on the edge. Shall we talk about my 5 stars? Next we have all my 5 stars, which was Nobody's Baby But Mine by Suzanne Elizabeth Phillips. I read this for my Enemies to Lovers vlog and I loved it. And then Careless Whispers by Cynthia Williams, same vlog, also loved it, delightful. The one 5-star I read that was not during my mid-month wrap-up is Magic Slays by Kate Daniels. This is a reread for me, and I'm finally out of my rereads of Kate Daniels, and when I read, I think book Gunmetal Magic, and I don't think I read book 6 ever. So I'm wrapping up that world for myself right now, which is weird, but I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm excited to wrap up the world actually, and actually finish like this whole story. But Magic Slays, with no spoilers, features one of my favorite surprise witches in the book series, I guess. And I really, really loved this one. I think that we continued to see like just such a great development of Kate as a mom and Curran and their relationship and just the world, and I love it so much. I love it so much. I just adore this book series. And it's definitely, I would call it heavier urban fantasy than romance, but it still does have your romantic elements. Totally get why it's not for everyone, but I love it, and I'm just so happy to be finishing it up. And I can't really tell you a ton because I feel like I'm going to spoil it. But if you haven't read it and you want to, definitely be aware that it's going to take you about 3 books to like get invested into that relationship and have those fun things happening. And then my 1 6-star, which I talked about in my mid-month wrap-up, was Pleasures of a Dark Prince by Cressley Cole. I loved this one. It was so good. Love it. If you're watching this now, next Friday on the 7th is our live show for the Immortals After Dark read-along. Links to the Discord are in my description box. We are wrapping it up, so it will be over soon. But we will see a transition to something else maybe after the ID read-along ends. We'll see. So those are all the books I read. This is such a fast wrap-up. I'm sorry. I really went hard on manga this month. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm excited to share my manga log with you tomorrow. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you made it this far, drop a rainbow emoji for me. You'll find links in that description box to all the books I talked about and all the videos I mentioned, along with anywhere you can be my friend on the internet. I will see y'all in just literally tomorrow with my wrap up, but thanks for hanging out. Bye.
Come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.